Hello everybody, welcome back to the Fashion Rack. If you have no clue what to do with your life, Uncle Pete got you. Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna make something transformative today. We're gonna change lives. We're gonna upcycle a sweater. Okay. That's an amazing start. My chain, that for some reason is almost 2 meters long, was drawing my camera over the floor. Never said my things were practical, okay? So, in case you're a little unaware of, fashion, this is a sweater. It is white. Looks like this, has some holes, but we're gonna repair that later. First wanna start with the fun part, I suppose, and see whatever the F we are exactly gonna do. Any questions so far? No? Can we go? Okay.
Feeling a tad uninspired, going through my drawer with craftsy stuff, I stumbled upon these long, silvery, shimmery... yeah, those two, but I was talking about a glass of glass beads. Throwing them around, optional. It was actually just for the video.
Okay, I'm gonna make the first incision.
So I snipped a little bit of the hem of the jumper to see what happens, and it was honestly not really what I expected. Nobody opened. For some reason it wasn't really unraveling as quickly and as easily as I thought. This is gonna require some heavy duty tools. Crochet needle. Why I have those? God no, I don't crochet. However, no shame if you do. As long as you don't do it in front of my face. If you're still unsure what exactly is the plan. Same friends, same here. But take direction hand embroidery on steroids.
Oh, that's a bummer. I thought this would be the quick part. I thought you would just pull and it would unravel. Wasn't that like the thing with knitwear?
We're starting off feeling the water, going in carefully poking, like in a poke bowl. We for once do not really have an incredible, like mind-blowing strategy here. We just wanted to unravel in a few spots, and preferably without spending a week doing so. So after testing the waters, we're poking with a little more power, like in a poke bowl, but when you're really starving.
Really, oh there. Oh. Yeah, I can do a few threads at the same time. Maybe it will go easier then. Basically the horizontal, the loops. Snip them open with my scissors. In case you're wondering what that thing is. Look mom, what I made. Big fat hole. I think that's a lot better, to be honest. When you have a few, you do not want to probably do this with knitwear that is too finely knitted. You will not be able to quickly unravel it.
So I found the best or quickest way to do it is probably to slash open a few of the loops, creating like a vertical or slightly diagonal but more vertical cut in the sweater, and then poke horizontally with my crochet needle, sort of going in the vertical rows of loops up and down. When it starts to look a little bit more like a sheep again, or in my case definitely a plastic sheep, probably on the right track.
I have to do a few stuffs and suddenly it's dark, so if the lighting is not that pretty, I apologize. We have this beautiful hole. Took an hour, so let's try it out first. Test what we actually are gonna do in this little piece first, before we have all these like holes and it's not working out. And we spent hours making holes. Okay, so I have a special needle, the ones that have these eyes you can click.
If you haven't got those special click needles, pause the video, put on your pumps, run to the store. They will save your life, making it a lot easier to thread the needle, which we're gonna do about 500 times.
Then I have my threads, and I take more than one, because what I said, they all split up somehow. I really don't know why. It's not really a yarn how you would buy it in the store, I suppose.
Because all my yarns miraculously, mysteriously unraveled, split up into single strands, and each time thread multiple threads in my needle, thanking the sewing spirit for the invention of these kind of needles. But if you have just a normal yarn that is still twisted, you can load up one piece. I was just scared that mine wouldn't be strong enough to hold the beads if I only used one strand. And I guess you saw it coming, but now we're gonna embroider the beads onto the jumper, almost like decorating a Christmas tree. Love it, you'll hate it, or you just don't bother at all. Just thread one or more beads onto the needle. Mind you, I said beads, not your thumb.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm just gonna try some things out and see what kind of makes sense. Knot them off later, I guess. Okay, so the tables have been turned. The table has been turned, literally. Don't worry, still the good old me. So look here, a few hours of work. I do love the effect. I had only 2 special needles in the house yesterday. Turns out they aren't that strong. Obviously, I thought somewhere in my huge mansion I would find a needle in a haystack, find another of those special needles. Turns out you can search for a long time for something that is this big. So I had to go to the store and buy some new ones. I will tell you, I already thought they looked different. But this one has the hole on the side. The other one, you could kind of click it on top and I could literally... and they were in there. And this one, you have to be more like one, and then the other one.
Pathetic sob story later.
Long, confusing, awkward story short. Find those needles that open in the top. They're a little more practical.
I feel like we have to really go in. Don't think, well, think maybe a little bit, but like really do more. Like we still have quite a lot of like beads.
So my somewhat strategy is to still have some of the white fluffy yarn showing in between and not cover it all up with beads. So that when you study it closely, you can really get a feel for the unique technique that was used to make it and not have it look like it was just embroidered on top of a sweater.
You where I just don't want to really bother. Bother. So there you can just make a knot, two of the threads together, because I don't want to put a bead on every thread. Then we might not even have enough beads, not even have enough time, and maybe also weigh the sweater down a little too much. Then I'll just do a double knot.
And if you've watched last week's video, the bot mount bag, which of course you did, no you didn't, I with my noble heart will explain to you once again how you can easily knot your yarn off. And believe me, if you're gonna knot off as often as I am gonna do with this project, you will save a lot of time with this. Rolling the end of the yarn around your finger, then rolling it off, pulling the end through, and then if you repeat that, grabbing the yarn at the exact same place, you will have a double knot if necessary. But then again, sometimes if the yarn is really short and you have your bead on there, you can't really wind the end around your finger. Guess what? Here comes in our heavy duty crochet needle. Really can help you pop the end of the thread through a loop when it's really short. In the beginning it seems really tedious. Okay, let's not lie, it is, but like it gets easier once you get the hang of it. So I did try to unravel it to both ways, a little bit irregular, so that there would be different lengths of yarn. So that my beads are spread out somewhat well around the hole.
Hours later. Well, if you are the kind of person that loves very meticulous, precise jobs for many hours in a row that get really repetitive and annoying after a while, I think you will love this project. Yes! I was attacked by snowballs or a grizzly bear. We are getting to the serious part because honestly, finally, I've been burning through all my beads after all this year, but we don't have so much left. De nada. The pirado. I love the effect. I will be grabbing it together a little bit. Love it, love it, love it. Love it or hate it. Best to love it. Best to subscribe to my channel. Best to like the video. Best to leave a comment. I'm running the air filter. Fun fact, scientists found that we are breathing in about 1 credit card of microplastics a week. I think if you're working with acrylics and polyesters, you can easily say you're breathing in 5 credit cards a week.
So yeah, think about that when you call me broke again. All this time with a few hundred credit cards up my throat.
Okay, then I still have some acrylic yarn from the bot mount bag. We're gonna use this as a thread to basically gather the holes together. And when you are scared, you're gonna have like lettering, called like that in English. When you're scared that it's gonna unravel upwards, you can also use this to catch the loops on top. I put some pins, looked in the mirror, put some pins in the holes. It's gotta look a little bit messy, okay? That's the point. Because the sweater isn't very loosely knitted, so you have to anchor the thread down well.
So I'm simply just closing the holes with a bigger hand stitch, not too close to the edge. If you want to see some more hand sewing tips and tricks, you can always check out the bot mount bag.
Make sure that all the hard work, the glass beads are hanging on the outside. The yarn is the same color. Honestly, it doesn't really matter where you knot it off because with this mess you're not gonna see it.
Okay guys, it is absolutely disgusting weather the minute I want to get out of the door. But I'm standing here for you. So subscribe, that's the least you can do. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I hope you like the sweater. Check out my other videos. Thanks to my Patreon. Thanks for watching. Like the video to support the channel. Leave a comment. Obviously, I combined it with the whipped cream bag. Christmas trousers I did a few years ago. If you remember, let me know in the comments as well.
let's go inside. The first course will be nipple. Honestly, I could do the whole jump. I would be like the most beautiful person in the world, probably. The most beautiful person in the world, probably. Welcome back to the fashion brag, where we make one video a year because everything takes so long.